Energy is the issue of the day in the race for the White House. Barack Obama is now calling for tapping the nation's oil reserves to help lower the price of gasoline. Meantime, John McCain came to our area today boasting of his support for offshore drilling.
We need to offshore drill for oil and natural gas. We need to drill here, and we need to drill now.
His initial reaction to the bipartisan energy compromise was to reject it because it took away tax breaks from oil companies. He's actually proposed giving $4 billion more in tax breaks to the biggest oil companies in America, including $1.2 billion to ExxonMobil.
Is there anybody that's tired of paying $4 a gallon for gasoline? We're going to drill offshore, and we're going to drill now.
You would not require the oil industry to use its profits to help pursue alternative energy.
I would not require them to.
Make no mistake, the oil companies have placed their bet on Senator McCain.
And that means we need to start drilling offshore.
AAA now says gasoline prices have hit new highs for 21 consecutive days.
Last year, we did make a lot of money, $18.7 billion.
You know that Barack Obama says if he's president, he wants a windfall profits tax. He wants to take a chunk of your profits right now and give it back to the American people. So I assume you'd like to see John McCain elected president.
Well, I would like to see no windfall profit tax.
The administration's own energy department increasing offshore drilling will not lower gas prices now and will not produce any oil for at least 10 years, and even then would not affect more than a few cents on a gallon.
McCain took a tour of an oil rig in the Gulf of Mexico.
This rig survived a hurricane. They have been here for 9 years.
According to SkyTruth.org, quote, 113 platforms were totally destroyed, and more importantly, 457 pipelines were damaged. 101 of those were major lines with 10-inch pipes or larger in diameter. At least 741,000 gallons spilled from 124 reported sources. The Coast Guard calls anything over 100,000 gallons a major spill. Wells and platforms were shut down before the storm, so leakage from those facilities was minimal. Pipelines were shut down too, but what the officials failed to mention is they don't require industry to purge pipelines before a severe storm, so they were probably still loaded with oil, gas, or liquid gas condensate. Any section of pipeline that was breached leaked all of that product into the Gulf within hours of the storm. Quoting the Washington Post, campaign contributions from oil industry executives to Senator John McCain rose dramatically in the last half of June after the senator from Arizona made a high-profile split with environmentalists and reversed his opposition to the federal ban on offshore drilling. Oil and gas industry executives and employees donated $1.1 million to McCain last month, 3/4 of which came after his June 16th speech calling for an end to the ban. Compared with only $116,000 in March, $283,000 in April, and $208,000 in May. Senator Obama said that he may support some offshore drilling, but only as part of a comprehensive energy bill. A bipartisan compromise bill was introduced, and it includes the funding for conservation, alternative energy, and offshore drilling. McCain opposes the bipartisan energy plan because it doesn't include tax cuts for the oil companies.
I look inside myself and see my heart is black. I see my red door, I must have it painted black.
The Republican candidate for President of the United States today directly tied the Iraq War and the prospects of further American bloodshed in the Middle East to the price and availability of oil.
My friends, I will have an energy policy that we will be talking about, which will eliminate our dependence on oil from the Middle East, that will then prevent us that will prevent us from having ever to send our young men and women into conflict again in the Middle East.
It will then prevent us from ever having to send our young men and women into conflict again in the Middle East.
That old Beach Boys song, Bomberan. Bom, 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 bom. Anyway.
That's not the future I see for America. That's not the future I want for America.